Good morning, Lincoln. I'm Jillian Sanders.
And I'm Delaney Rossetti. How are you doing today, Jill?
You know, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fantastic because we have some fun sports news to share with you today. And today we start with our main event, and it was an easy choice.
The varsity football team is the lone remaining fall sports team still playing.
And they started their playoff run on Friday as a top-seeded team in Division I, Region 3.
The Lions taking on 16th seed Lancaster. Our Olivia Dola has the highlights.
Lions hosting the Gales at Whitehall High School in the opening round of the state playoffs. Lions waste no time. On their opening possession, Dior Hubbard takes the handoff and cruises untouched for the 25-yard TD. And just like that, it's 7-0 Lions. Gales take over, but they only head backwards thanks to the sack by Dylan Scott. And Lancaster has to punt. Lions on the march again. Quarterback Brennan Ward connects with Jalen Scott for the 30-yard gain down to the Lancaster 10-yard line. Next play, it's Hubbard again for the touchdown. Hubbard ran for 204 yards, 14-0, Gahanna. But Lancaster didn't quit. Brendan Simcox fields the kickoff at his own 4. Takes it straight ahead, cuts left, and takes it all the way to the 25 before getting shoved out of bounds by Isaiah Jackson. 3 plays later, Cole Dickerson plunges in from the 1. Dickerson ran for 109 yards, and the Lions' lead is cut 14-8. Lincoln responds again on 3rd and 7 at their own 41. Ward avoids the rush and takes it 27 yards to the Gales' 32. 2 plays later, it's who else but Hubbard again, who uses Isaac Perkins' block and finds open field for the 18-yard TD and the 21-6 Lincoln lead. Then, the defense flexes its muscles again. Kamari Burns and Elijah King supply the pressure. Perkins and Jaden Yates collect the sack. Now, just inside the final minute of the half, Ward connects with Jalen Scott, who makes the catch, cuts outside, and races for the pylon. Scott is ruled out of bounds at the 1. Let's take another look at Scott's effort. He dives just inside the pylon, but doesn't get the call. Hubbard then punches it in for his 4th touchdown of the half, and Gahanna leads 28-8 at the half. 3rd quarter now, and Lancaster decides to go on 4th down at the Lions 1, but Gabe Bushelman and Dylan Scott stop David Robbie short of the goal line. Gahanna takes over. With their backs to their own end zone, Gahanna lets Hubbard do his thing. Hubbard runs for 50 yards into Lancaster territory. Then, Hubbard takes it the rest of the way for this 46-yard touchdown run. 5 touchdowns for Hubbard to go along with 222 total yards. 35-8, Gahanna. In the 4th quarter, Makai Shahid joins the fun. He gets the interception and runs it back. Waits for Kamari Burns' block and jogs it in for the pick 6 and the 42-8 lead. Damian Jones joins in on the celebration with this 44-yard touchdown from Ward, and the Lions cruise to the 49-8 win, and they advance to the 2nd round of the state playoffs.
It's our offensive confidence, and our defense shuts everybody out. So, builds confidence for later on games, and we just got to keep moving.
It gives us something to work for. Obviously, the score shouldn't be that close. That's on me. That's on everybody. Gives us something to work for because we're trying to go to states. Everybody's trying to go to states, but everybody's not working to go to states. So we gotta work harder to go to state. So it is what it is.
Let's take you inside the numbers from Friday night's win. The Lions outgained the Gales 440 to 170. Lincoln ran only 44 offensive plays, so that's an average of 10 yards per play, while Lancaster averaged under 4 yards per play. Also, the Lions had balance while rushing for 250 yards and throwing for 190. Finally, the Lions defense held the Gales to 0 for 10 on 3rd down.
Here's Lincoln's half of the Region 3 bracket. They will play Hilliard-Bradley Friday night. It's technically a home game, but it will be played at Whitehall High School due to the stadium construction. Should the Lions win, they will play the winner of the Pickerington North and Pickerington Central game in the regional semifinals. The Lions defeated both Pickerington teams during the regular season, but right now their focus is on Hilliard-Bradley.
One of our goals this week is to everyone to stay healthy. Our plan is to make it far in the playoffs, and we can't do that if everyone's not healthy. And we also want to feel confident going into future weeks. We know if we don't win by a lot or we don't do as good as we should, it's going to have a toll on future weeks.
For O-line and offense in general, all we really got to do is be more aggressive than them. Once we control them, we control the game. And if we control the game, we win the game. So if we demolish those guys up front, if we demolish those guys on the offensive level and on the defensive level, they'll give up sooner than later. So that's the plan for the team. Like, there's really nothing. Like, obviously know your plan, know what you got to do, but also just go out and win it more than them.
I just think that the emphasis is like getting past week 12. We have never done it before, and at least from what I know. So we just want to work on getting better every single day because it's playoff time, and if we don't, then we're going to go home. So none of our seniors want to do that because I feel like we're putting together something special. So I feel like everybody, even not even the seniors, some of them are picking up like understanding like what it takes to be great, and I feel like we're going to do that.
Good luck. Speaking of football, Taylor Brand has Captain Dylan Scott in studio, and they join us now.
Good morning, guys, and welcome, Dylan.
Hey guys, thank you. So like Jill said, I'm here with one of Lincoln's captains and former, or just one, first team OCC, Dylan Scott, so congrats.
Thank you.
So you guys have gone 10-1 and you won OCCs. There's been lots of history made this season, beating Pick Central, which is something that hasn't happened in a decade, and winning OCCs. So tell me, how does the team feel after climbing that mountain?
Yeah, it feels great, and it's a goal we set a long time ago. It's really something we've been working towards since February. And to be honest with you, I think there's a lot of relief that comes into play with that, just getting over that hump in a lot of different ways this season. But I think the team's doing a really good job of keeping their head, keeping their composure.
So looking back to your freshman year, do you think younger Dylan would be proud with the progress you've made?
Yeah, I'd like to think he'd be pretty happy. You know, I think a lot of people on the football field get where they're at because of like size, speed, strength, athleticism, all that. To be completely honest with you, Taylor, I don't have a whole bunch of that, but what I do have is a good work ethic, and just I like to think I'm a tough-nosed, gritty kid, and you know, all the attitude weeks and the two-a-days and the gassers and all that stuff, like I just put my head down and worked, and you know, didn't make any excuses, and you know, once I got the opportunity, I just took it and ran with it and never looked back. And now, you know, I play three sides of the ball, really, and helping my team win, and that's really all I can ask for. And, you know, I think my younger self would be proud of where I am today.
Yeah, awesome. So that's great how far you've come. So before you go, let's talk about the game this Friday. So what's the mindset going into game 2 of the playoffs?
I mean, it just has to be win or go home. I mean, like however you want to phrase it, you know, win or go home, do or die, now or never. You know, win or turn in your equipment. Like that's what the playoffs are. And round 2 especially, like throw the records out the window, throw the seeds. It doesn't matter. You know, all teams are 0-0 and they're looking to win. And you know, I think for myself and a lot of my teammates, this is our last time playing football. So I mean, it means a lot to us, and we're taking it real seriously, and you know, we don't want to go home yet, so we just got to focus in, and we'll be okay.
Yeah, awesome. Well, good luck this Friday and hopefully the rest. So thanks for joining me, and back to Jill and Delaney at the news desk.
Our athletes are more than what you see on the field. Our football players and cheerleaders made a recent trip. They went to a local preschool to help with their fall party. The football players organized a quick game of football with the kids. Coach Romero Wells and Coach Maxwell Cummings led the future Lions.
Both of our cross-country teams can be proud of their successful seasons, but neither team ended the year they wanted. Let's start with the girls' cross-country team, running at regionals on Saturday. The girls had hoped to qualify for state, but finished 12th of 15 teams. Ava Tomanak finished 46th, Ruby Lewis finished 59th, and Olivia Schmeck finished 60th. Congrats again, girls, on being the 2022 OCC Ohio champions. Now to the boys. And the guys ran without their top runner, Charlie Sheets, at regionals due to illness, and his presence was missed. The guys finished 15th at regionals. Top performers were turned in by Abby Seleshi, who finished 38th, and Owen Toller, who finished 98th.
Great season, guys. Many of our coaches here at Lincoln have had the honor of being able to play here in high school.
but they didn't want to end their career that way.
These coaches decided to come back and coach at their alma mater.
I had the honor to sit down and talk to them on why they felt like coming back to Gahanna was the right thing to do. Here's the story. Gahanna has a rich athletic history, and some former athletes may be your coaches. But why did they choose to come back and coach at their alma mater?
I just got into coaching and giving back to the Gahanna community and being a part of something that I was a part of in high school but in a different way seemed like a pretty cool opportunity for me that I couldn't pass up.
Gahanna gave so much to me as a high schooler in ways that I don't think I can ever describe or fully pay back. Try and pass on to these kids as much as possible. I feel like I have to.
Coming back to coach is something some of them feel like they have to do, but standing on the sidelines is a different experience than being out there playing.
Honestly, when I first started coaching, it was a really weird aspect to go from being a year-round athlete to being somebody who doesn't go on the floor. But it's actually really fun. I think you learn more of the game on the sidelines and you get to see more of the game, and I think it's made me a better coach, and it's something that I couldn't picture not doing now.
It's certainly different. I'm only about 7 years removed from Gahanna football, so it's different to see these kids go out there, let alone coach them, and then see them go out there and do what I used to do, but it's been a blessing.
Coming back to coach after playing at Gahanna for 4 years means that Gahanna must mean something special to them.
Gahanna really means family to me and helping out the community. I loved when I was in high school, we got to go back into the schools and be mentors. I walked all elementary schools, and like I said, I love working with the youth, and Gahanna means family.
For me, Gahanna definitely means community. We're one of the last high schools left in Central Columbus that only has one school, and so it's a really big school, but when you get to play these sports and stuff like that, it definitely makes it smaller. And obviously you feel the community of the school for the support of the school and the local community when you're playing.
The sense of community here at Lincoln comes from the generations before, and these coaches feel like their coaches have shaped them into the people they are today.
For the good and bad. There's coaches that make you fall in love with the game and really push you to the best of your ability and beyond limits that you think you can't reach. And then there's coaches that question your ability and make you question your love for the game and question what you're doing out on the field. And all of those are wonderful learning opportunities that influence my coaching style and the type of impact I wanted to have on my players.
All of them to an extent, Coach Ward especially, other coaches throughout Gahanna, they helped me develop a love of the game for football. And without that love that they helped me develop as kind of a sophomore, junior, it honestly would have changed the trajectory of my life. I wouldn't have gone to the school that I would have gone to. I wouldn't have met the friends, the lifelong friends that I now hold on to. I wouldn't have had the same experiences or been the same man that I am today. And so they helped really influence my life in that regard.
These coaches are as grateful for their coaches as the current athletes are grateful for them. This is Jillian Sanders in The Zone.
Thanks, Jillian. Well, I think we have someone else joining us in the studio today.
I think you're right, and it's our very own Damian Jones. How are you doing today, Dom?
Doing good. How about you guys?
We're doing great. So what do you have for us?
The girls' soccer team season has came to a sad end. They played Dublin Kaufman last Wednesday. It fell 3-0, but the girls are extremely proud of their efforts this season. This is only their third season in history that the girls' soccer team has clinched the OCC title, and the first team in 5 years. The girls have beat their rival team, New Albany. Taking a look at last year's game against New Albany, the ladies lost 5-0. They also improved from 3 wins to last year, 10 this year, no matter what sport. It is hard for all senior athletes to say their final goodbyes. Here's all volleyball player Caitlin Hines and soccer goalie Emily Morzette to share their final moments playing the sports they love.
My last few moments on the field, they really just didn't feel real at that point. I heard the guy start to count down, and it got to 0, and it just didn't feel like it was over. It didn't feel resolved, and then I saw Mia, and she started crying, and it really hit me, and thought it was actually really over. So it was really hard to take in and process everything, and then just accept the fact that that was the last time I was going to be walking off the field.
I think it's really sad having our last volleyball game because I've played for over 6 years now within Gahanna, so sports have always been a part of my life, and I've loved this game, and I've built such great connections with the girls on this team, and it's just really sad that this is the last time that we're going to be playing together in high school. And most of the girls, the seniors, they've been playing volleyball for their entire life too, so I think it's really sad, but it's a bittersweet moment. I've enjoyed it.
Great season to all the fall senior athletes. There's always exciting news to cover on the Lincoln Sports Zone. And this time, the news is about us. Well, actually, the sports broadcasting classes from last year's school last year. The Lincoln students have been nominated for the National Student Emmy Award production for the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences in the Best Sports Program category. Students from Lincoln are nominated along with 4 other schools from Texas, Arizona, California, and Indiana. The national winner will be announced during the live stream from Hollywood on November 17th. And all of us here at Lincoln Sports Zone are excited to be nominated.
You know, I think it's really great that we were even recognized for this, that we have a chance to win a national award at this level. It really just goes to show for us, it's really grateful. We're really grateful for it to know that all of our hard work has paid off. There was definitely a lot that went into producing a show like this, and I think we all did an amazing job. And like I said, we're just grateful to even be nominated at the national level and have a chance to win with all the hard work we've done. We're really grateful for it.
It's really an honor to be considered at the national level. It was an honor to win regionals, but I'm really excited about the big national because that's what everyone's trying to win. And not only were we nominated for that, but Sports Zone was nominated for a Pacemaker Award this year, which is the first time we've done that, which was really exciting. And I'm just so happy to see how much the program has grown. And I'm really excited to see the future of the Sports Zone.
It's definitely a huge honor to be nominated. We were nominated in the same category last year and didn't win. So we've tracked down what the other schools that are nominated against us have done, and they've all done incredible work. But what I always tell the kids is it's like chocolate and vanilla. You don't know what flavor a judge is looking for. The other ones that we're nominated against are mostly pregame shows for specific games. So the structure and the way they produce those shows is very different than ours, which is a highlight show, features, sound, interviews. So our shows are different than what we're up against. So hopefully the judges like our flavor and not their flavor, but we'll find out on November 17th, and I can't wait. It's just great to be nominated.
Well, that's all the news I have. Back to Jillian Delaney at the sports desk.
Thanks, Dom.
Every now and then we like to take a look at sports outside of Lincoln.
And our Outside the Zone experts have a look at college and NFL football.
Just a quick note, we ran out of time in our last show for this to air.
So this is recorded from before this week's NFL and college games.
Here's this week's Outside Zone.
Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of the Outside Zone. College football is in full swing, so let's jump right into it with some playoff predictions. Luke, who you got in top 4?
I got Ohio State 1. I think they'll be the only undefeated team at the end of the year. Bama 2, coming off that Tennessee loss. Everyone's talking about Tennessee, but Bama's still Bama. Got Clemson 3. Already made it through the bulk of their schedule. They're going to win the ACC pretty easily. And Georgia 4. I think they get out with 1 loss to Bama in the SEC championship and get the 4.
So I got Ohio State 1, clear-cut number 1, in my opinion. Offense is above the rest. 2, I'm buying into this Tennessee hype. I think they'll beat Georgia here in a couple weeks. 3, we'll go with Michigan. 3 or 4 is interchangeable. We'll go Michigan, Clemson, 3 or 4. I think they're going to get a lot of respect from that Penn State win and then hopefully put up a fight against Ohio State in the Big Ten championship.
Well, I agree with you. Ohio State, I do have my number 1 team. I don't believe in the Tennessee hype. I think it was a great game against Alabama, but I really don't believe that. I do think Georgia is going to sneak into that 2 spot because I actually think that they're going to win in the SEC championship game against Alabama. And then I have Clemson at that 3 spot. I think that they are going to win out. Their schedule isn't that good. And I actually think that they'll give it to Michigan in that 4 spot. We might be looking at an Ohio State-Michigan college football playoff. That would be pretty crazy. Now turning the tides to the NFL. There's some questionable teams that have really good records right now. The Jets, the Giants. Are these teams legit? Are they not?
I think the Jets are legit. This defense, Robert Saleh has these boys playing. They're making plays on defense. These last couple games against the Packers, I mean, they're flying around the field. Sauce Gardner, he's bringing some energy to the locker room. Giants are not legit at all. As much as I love Daboll, I love him. They're sitting at 5-1 right now, but I mean, they're just squeaking out wins. Danny Dimes, I love the guy. He's not good. So yeah, Giants, I think maybe they'll end up making the playoffs, but probably not.
I'd have to agree. I really like this Jets team. There's just a bunch of young talent. Zach Wilson's leading the charge. You know, a couple good wins, like you mentioned, the Packers. I think they're a good team, and Robert Saleh is an amazing coach. I'd also have to agree with him on the Giants as well. They think they're good. They're just not. I mean, they're a cool football team, but when it comes down to it, when it gets to the nitty-gritty, they won't get it done.
Yeah, and I don't want to be a downer, but I don't really believe in both those teams, to be completely honest with you. I just don't think that you can turn around like that crazy in much of a season. Even though the Bengals kind of did last year, I still just don't really believe in those teams. I think the Giants are going to be in for a rude awakening sometime soon. And the Jets, I just think they're too young. And I know I don't think they really know better right now. They're just going in there and beating good teams, but I think that would come to an end. And I'm also the undefeated Eagles right now. I don't really know about them. I don't know about that. But let's get some Super Bowl picks for that game in February.
Yeah, Bills over the Buccaneers. My Super Bowl pick.
You think the Bucs are going to make it?
I mean, Bills. It's been a wild NFL season, but you know they're the favorite. Sticking with the favorite. Josh Allen's that guy. And Bucs, you know, Tom's got some stuff going on in his life right now. But he's going to get that taken care of. He's going to get that sorted out. This offensive line's struggling a little bit, but they're going to figure it out as the season goes along. They'll be great. They'll end up winning. I don't think the NFC is very good, so I got Bills over Bucs.
You know, I got the Bills. I don't have the Bucs. I don't think Tom Brady has it. I've got this guy. He's in San Francisco. He knows what he's doing. He's been there before. I got the Niners going to the Super Bowl. You know, he's not the greatest quarterback in the world, but I tell you what, he has some grit. So I'll go Bills win it, but they won't go down without a fight. Those Niners.
Okay, so I'm actually not going to get on you too much because I want to make this fun too. I do agree with the Bills in the AFC. I think they're clear cut. I think Josh Allen is the best player in the NFL. How about the Vikings though? Okay, they're 5-1 right now. They got weapons on offense. Kirk Cousins is, we'll see. He's the only question mark I have, but he's been playing well. I like Jay Jettas, I like Thielen, and I like Dalvin Cook. That's going to do it for this edition of The Outside Zone. Send it back to you at the desk.
Thanks, guys. Well, Lincoln, that's all the news we have for you this week.
As the fall sports seasons are winding down, the winter seasons are starting up. And we can't wait to show you what's in store.
See you next time, Lincoln.
Go Lions!